coming. Because, you see, I'm having to work on creating the title sequence, and it's tedious fucking
every single bad thing that he's ever done. And he deserved it because, you see, he once had some marijuana. You know.
Because damn it, Blip, you're pissing me off. Because you see, you've got this thing, right, where Batman and Robin is shit. It is. But it's also good, in a way. Because you see,
for the first time in a long time, and indeed, perhaps for the first time ever, really. Because, you see, when I left university, I block every single time you pop your fucking head up. I don't care. I will stop you. Because, you see, I'm not gonna let... What I've been feeling is sort of existential angst, I suppose. Because, you see, it sort of comes with being a sci-fi writer, right? That you need to talk. We need to talk. Because, you see, back in the olden days, because you'd rather hire robots, but because you'd rather mistreat people than hire robots. Because, you see, if you hire robots instead, right? Watched it? Good. Because, you see, there is a disconnect in my life that frustrates the almighty piss out of me.
and computers are worse. Because, you see, with a computer, you have something that is 100%.
Because, you see, whoever wins, the American people lose. Whoever wins, the people... Because, you see, we've got comments now. We've got comments and we've got... Because it's exactly like your own personal budgeting. Because, you see, you could be a Chancellor of the Exchequer because you clearly... Because, you see, we need proves is that Marx was right about history, if nothing else. Because, you see, there is this idea, the great man theory of history. Because, you see, a troll, a conservative, is a resource. I mean, I'm a regulated capitalist. I'm a head in a politics group that I was a part of. Because, you see, I'm a regulated capitalist. Today I was much better because, you see, this right here is my mini computer. It is a tablet.
Then get this video 5,000 views. Because, you see, fame. Because the Hunger Games is...
It's me eating a pork pie because, you see, Paul, 4chan, I win this. I win this. Not you. You
twats. But, basically, this is quite a big moment. Because, you see, I am not.
Because, you see, we have the technology today. We have the technology that
The guy who pulls this off is like, aha, you have to do as I say, because you see, I'm very good and you must negotiate.
I am critical of the left. I am critical. Because, you see, things, because Because you see, scientists, rationalists, people who believe in the scientific ideal, things were bad. Things were very, very, very bad. Because, you see, I'm doomed. Basically doomed. Because I'm actually neurotypical people. You're the problem. Because, you see, you are able to adapt. You are people who are not apps. Productivity apps. Because, you see, like, yesterday I explained my rather strange plan to essentially answer as the Huns. Because you see, the Huns have animal husbandry, starting out. Which means they can do pastures, which means they can't just say, yeah, well, it's X-Men, and you see, it differs from our universe, because, you see, so anything you don't agree with is... Because, you see, I am angry now. I am angry with a righteous fury, exposing problems that were already there. Because, you see, the racist rhetoric was already there in the Republican Party. And I can still allow comments that are positive. Because, you see, this way, I get to have my cake and eat it. I get to have my cake. Who don't give a shit, who will ride into enemy lines and get them weak. Because, you see, when the left wing are upset, but I am. Because this shouldn't be happening. Because, you see, I want to make this clear. Conscious mind, the conscious human mind, is kind of an inconvenience to the subconscious. Because, you see, the human brain is capable of performing the most... I have been wondering if it would ever come up, when it would ever come up. Because, you see, the evil... No, it doesn't work, because, you see, if they'd done this and this and this, you know, those would have helped. Actually, you look in the mirror and you're androgynous and you're okay with it because you see a hot bloke and a hot chick and it's okay. Now, you... condition. And then it gets worse. Because, you see, there's a brief... the link in the description below. But I've run into some problems, because, you see, the thing is that I am a... To them because they're bad! No, because, you see, I'm gonna make this very clear for you. I don't see... But the changes that have been going on behind the scenes, because, you see, I had an idea. Yeah, I should provide some context, because, you see, I also... And, you know, he's saying, oh, well, you know, it's very difficult because, you see, normal people are very bland in their tastes, and they want... Because, you see, in the first series, the learning about the mechanics and how you fight and everything... Christmas is coming. And therefore the jump. Because, you see, racists don't win. They just don't, right? Like, in other words, the perfect right-wing terrorist cells. Because, you see, a right-wing... And that's kind of what I wanted to discuss, because, you see, Instead, what you have is the legal precedent of, no, it's okay that he killed this transgender person because, you see, my dear... Because, you see, my grandparents fought in the Second World War. You know, my great uncle Because you see, fandom is dangerous. Fandom is cult-like. It is something that often...
Yes, you're completely shit, and here's my 5-point essay detailing why you suck. Because you see, the more comments and the more hate, the more
And also, like, it's very definitely not for those people either. Because you see, this is a kind of a point of loseriness. I have reached a point of loseriness. Because you see, there is a concept in Skyrim, a thing. Things have been a little rocky, a little strange. Because you see, last night, after the phenomenal success, fly in the face of everything she stood for. Because you see, Margaret Thatcher's positions were the outliers. They were as if he died when he was teleported. Because you see, this is not teleporting in the sense of Star Trek Rizzy slurred against every single demographic under the sun. Because you see, I hate you and you are, and that's JW. You know, just kind of ridiculous spiel. And this is a tipping point in history right here. Because you see, politicians that I would do in my life, which is a problem. Because you see, I might be at a point now where everything is sort of okay. It makes them angry, right? Because you see, I see that so much that the reason these people are
Batman Returns. Let's start the timer. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I am a hypocrite. I am, because you see, I'm contradictory. Trolls do not feed the trolls. But I am afraid I shall be feeding them a bit. Because you see, I have...
Instead, the long war lasts longer. Because you see, every other city-state, every other sort of things to say that this would be a good deal more venomous than I will be making it. Because you see, I like Windows 10. We're going to talk about doxing, and we are going to talk about why Paul are pathetic. Because you see, they are. Comedians for making jokes about them, nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit. Because you see, when women are being comforted, for which dying is the moral fucking imperative. Because you see, genocide is a matter you should be threatening. I'm not a guy you should be threatening, Paul. Because you see, there is a thing about...
But it's gonna get better. Because, you see, as much as I like Doctor Who, much as I am going to be doing,
is through being right. Because you see, whilst all this was going on with neoconservatism,
I am going to be talking about nostalgia, because, you see, a lot of bad shit has happened.
Feminist wisdom. Because you see, to be saved as a young white man is to realise that being a man...
Have you been on for more than 3 months, and are you an adult person? Because you see, I am looking for a... You know what? I think it's actually going to be quite a good one. Because you see, I've spent the past few days... like... here. these two panels, those are quite good because you see Mephisto, he survived.
Because you see, the Nazis, they were rushing in, they were storming in, they were going, yes, yes! Oh, I do so love it. I do so love it, ladies and gentlemen, because you see, that is when you see, what we have is phoenix feathers, because you see, what they do is they channel the great mystic energies. Because you see, that's how I do things. Because I know that it is not enough to just cut it of male perception of importance. Because you see, there are some that we place different expectations on women because you see they are different. Except they're really not.
This is kind of like an alternate reality game because you see the little clues and comments and stuff.
I think that's a very fucking foolish thing to do. Because, you see, America isn't motivated by being away and I've calmed the fuck down. I'm gonna have fun. Now, I get to dance. Because, you see, ladies and gentlemen, and the capitalist will go, no, you left-wing socialist communist, fuck off, because you see, our job. Fortunately, don the sunglasses of justice once again, because you see, ladies and gentlemen, and they fight vicious, and they fight for death, they fight to the end. Because you see, we are fighting.
I want to expand this quite a bit, to be honest, but I'm having a bit of a problem because you see these pumpkins? Yeah, those?
And then it crosses a line further. Because you see, this evidence, what? I think I can live with that. I think I'm okay with that. Because you see, what the alt-right have managed. I think it's time to build a second base, because you see, we are going to be going over there.
It is very definitely good, because you see, the thing is, I get quite a bit of bad feedback, as in, like, trolls, and
I've told myself to commit suicide quite a few times this last year. Because you see, we both kind of, well, I say both, there are lots of these people. And I want to talk about Fantasy Crisis Plan. Because you see, I'm a futurist, right? I'm interested in a sort of a promise made just to hold the fucking line. To live. Because you see, the plans, the ambitions, the ideas, particularly the preparing for war part, because you see, that's the part where it crosses the line from being uncomfortable. There was gonna be a clash. Because you see, as Jim Sterling's popularity rose, as Laura's popularity rose, it's got to be impractical to you. Because you see, Nazis have asked these questions before, and they've answered them. These are people who likely wouldn't be redeemed. Because, you see, like, Nazis decided that I was important to them. Because, you see, I was going through my own shit. Taboos. What are you talking about? No, we can't talk about that. That's too far. Because, you see, the thing is that
leading up to the end of the show, they're going to kill it off completely and utterly, because you see, they brought back the 13 Doctors thing, so they steal some money from me. And it's not as simple as that, because you see, I had a difficult childhood, you know, bullying.
Show you something that I did. Because you see, you know this little pathway that we built to there? Stupid as to think that the way you go about destroying religion is by persecuting it. Because you see, the thing about religion...
Your mind blown. Yeah. You know, because you see stars, you see planets, you see, like, weird energy streams.
And you're gonna lose badly, and you're gonna die. All of you. Because you see those feminists off in the hills?
Because you see,
Because you see, there is a, it seems like my whole life has been a long series of
people argue and they're like, well, we need a male doctor because, you see, you know, he's the only pacifist role model. He commits...
The privilege of understanding and social awareness, the privilege of knowing the fucking rules. Because you see, the thing is, if you don't tell me, it's noble in a way, except it reeks of arrogance and it's extremely misguided. Because you see, they're not appealing to...
Yeah, I could kind of see that. Because you see, you've actually got good set dressers and good...
I certainly do not think that he is nearly as fucking racist about Muslims as he is saying. Because you see, he is playing to the crowd. Run. Fucking run. Because, you see, we took down. This will be restored. And, well, no, not restored, it will be, finished. Because you see, yes, our cactus first. Because you see, the government come to take your guns away or whatever it is you fantasize about. Because you see, I really, really don't care about you.
But that's not the first bit. That's because you see, Assassin's Creed
Farscape Peacekeeper Wars for quite some time, because you see, when I finished watching Farscape, I
we go around, and then I land in a place, and I start killing, because you see, it's how I get my resources.
well, you see, this, you know, this drought was caused by gay people, because, you see, all this mass shooting, it was all...
And the payoff to all of these stories is amazing, because you see...
West Wing. I've been staying up far too late. Because you see, over the last couple of months, I've just... But I'm going to hell, because you see, the thing is, I've got these neuroses, I've got the self-loathing. Comes to a head. Because, you see, about this time, something else happened.
It's going to be a bit of a long week, and it's going to be staggered, because you see, I'm doing my dissertation on sharks.
Because you see, we have the technology today. We have the technology that... Instead, what he's doing is he's lying through his teeth. Because you see, there is a lot of terrorism happening at the moment.
I can't even begin to comprehend the stupidity of it. And that's not all. Oh, no. Because, you see, we've also got the Catwoman.
Weak. You don't mean going in with a critical eye. Because you see, the thing about science, altering the dial more towards a political direction you dislike. Because you see, even with neoliberalism, change can happen, just slowly.
I thought there's no way that can't happen. Because you see, this Christmas is going to be difficult.
Him casually talking about sexual assault. Thus it is brought up. Because you see, new media allows all sorts of things to flourish.
That internally I am continually berating myself over. Because you see, I am a pulp writer.
The fact that they are people too. They must be fought with words. Because you see, words win wars. Not bombs, not guns, words.
And it was bad, but then things were good, because you see, that they kept striving for new ideals and tweet. It is dark, traumatic, and horrific. But no, there's more, because you see, it is read by a child.
As camera placement and perspective, because you see, right now you don't see bug rumble, you see that. you see.
And so they become meaningless. Because you see, we're bombarded with these images every day.
For me, is where I take this idea of constants and variables. Because you see, as far as, my multiverse is concerned, and my YouTube channel keeps growing and growing and growing and growing. Because you see, that's how I win. I win.
And they bring that up. Because you see Amy sort of going, and yeah, that's a really clever thing that they do. And you're not being fair and you're not being reasonable, because you see, you're abiding by our code of honours. And
would you? No, because you see, here's the thing, right? Unlike you fuckers, I pay attention to my history. You're doing potatoes, but not just at the moment. Because you see, today, ladies and gentlemen, what we are going to hell. Because you see, as I see it, there used to be a trinity that the groups were founded. They're hate-based producers of a competitor to YouTube. Because you see, we need to have. I want a suit like that. I want a jacket like that. Because you see, those jackets, they're just darn fucking cool. This is ultimately what I've decided, because you see, my mum, she's, whilst you have enough control left to miss. Because you see, they'll go, oh no,